Hi guys, I'm Katie and welcome to my book nook. The book that I'm going to talk about this week is actually a children's book that I read. It came out last November and it was written by Haldar and Chris Carpenter, and the illustrations were by Bryce Gladfelter, and they did a very awesome job, let me just say. The book is called Narrating Aloud, which, yes, I know how it sounds, that's kind of the point of it. So how the book is written is throughout the entire piece, it compares two different pictures and two different words, and the words are words that sound alike but are written differently and mean different things, which, English as a language can be very confusing, especially for those who are learning it for the first time, and children especially. This was written so that it could help children really understand the differences between these two worlds and help identify what it actually means in a sentence by showing you what it looks like in a sentence and then showing you what that sentence means as structured by the picture. And sometimes the sentences aren't just a single word. Sometimes the entire sentence means one thing and then you just swap out different pairings of words or different words that sound similar, and then this entire sentence can mean a completely different thing depending on which words you use and which combination of words you use. So some of the words are things like ketchup and ketchup, need and need, jeans and jeans, moose and moose, and of course aloud and allowed. So very clearly all of those could be taken any variety of ways. It's more context clues if you aren't familiar with the words, that you kind of figure out what they actually mean. But when you're reading them, they are obviously different, but how? How are they different? This is just such a fun way to kind of show kids that, things can be sometimes misinterpreted depending on how you read things. You could read aloud one thing and you're just like, that is not what I thought that was going to say. And of course, in this situation, the pictures help the children, and I mean, honestly, even adults, understand the meaning behind the sentences, because the illustrations, helps tell what's happening in the sentence below. As an adult, I even really enjoyed seeing and comparing the differences between the words and how it very easily can be misunderstood depending on the context. So if you have children in your life who are starting to learn how to read, I would definitely recommend getting this book, because it could go a long way in helping them identify the differences in these words and the meanings behind them. And also, to finish off the book, it ends with a glossary of the words throughout the book that could be found the most confusing, which I thought was so insightful, because it not only kind of shows you an example of the word, but also explains, like, this is why this word means one thing versus what you could possibly think it means compared to, the alternative. So definitely a recommended read for anybody, honestly. I mean, I had a ton of fun reading it, but definitely it would go a long way in helping kids learn, and that's definitely what I'm assuming the goal of this was to be as entertaining as it was teaching. Let me know in the comments which words tripped you up the most when you were younger. Not even when you were younger, just at some point in your life, something that really caught you off guard that you thought meant one thing but it actually meant another, or just words like this that they sound very, very, very similar, but you have to really look at the spelling and know the meaning behind the words to understand that they're actually very completely different than what you would expect them to be. Alright, this video is going to be a little shorter because it's a kid's book and there's not too much to say other than it was a fantastic read, and I definitely think it's a great thing for all kinds of kids to be able to read, whether you're learning English for the first time or, even just a refresher of the different words that can catch some people off guard. See you guys in the next one.